Just let it go, Phil. Just let it run. Fuck it. Be 10 minutes of just a weird fucking tapestry brick wall.
Yeah, I think that's fun. I think that's really fun.
Roll with some punches.
Test those.
Yes. Hey, Phil.
It seems like you're going to get pretty close to where you're sitting. Yeah, you want to see this?
I would just say, all right. I think it's good right there. She's not in the camera. Okay.
I mean, this is mine. Where you already fucking did this.
Shit. Well, we don't have any viewers anyway, so it's all good. Don't fucking do that, God damn it! I didn't want her in the camera. You know what I mean? It's just awkward that we have her.
She was there anyway. Just take one back.
Look. That's all you gotta do. And don't fuck it.
All right.
And then there was
Hit or miss. This guy thinks he's his friend. I know her name and I know her headline. It's not, man. I like
Goodness. That probably should be. Hey, who's hosting? We got a summit. See what's going on. You got it? You taking it up? No, I'm sure I can do
I want to use my real last name.
The last time we walked, you were like really stressed out, and I thought someone would walk in my first happened, you just looked pissed off, and I was like, she's doing comedy. That's why she looks so unhappy.
What about?
At the time. You'll figure it out. It's like free show.
Alright, so you know,
I think the best part stress the fuck out. We ain't stressed out anymore. it's not who you are, you're not who you
About stress. It does not. Once you said that's exactly it. No, it's gross. But it comes from the
I know. I didn't process it. I think they tried to me. I learned to film it. We evolved that
usually don't learn about it.
Oh, Sam,
Oh, no, you have to
so punctual. Hello, everyone. Welcome. You picked the best bar on the best night of the week. This is Wayward Wednesday. In case you're unaware of that, it means that we're going to have a comedy open mic. What the fuck is a comedy open mic? I have a list right here of about 15-ish names. All these people are going to come up here. They're going to try to make you laugh with stories and anecdotes. Some of them will succeed. Some of them will fail miserably. A bunch of the people you see tonight are folks we have here every week who are going to try out new stuff. They're going to tell you old zingers. There's going to be one or two people who have only done this once, maybe. And they might be, geniuses in the making. They're going to pay thousands of dollars for tickets in like 20 years, but you saw them their second time and they sucked. It's going to be great. An open mic, basically, you're going to see a lot of different things. What you are going to see is a lot of untreated mental illness. These are people who need help but do this instead. You know what I mean? Like, we're all dealing with things. Some of us are in therapy. Anybody here in therapy? Any of you dealing with it now? Graduated. Excellent. Globally. No, I mean, I'm in therapy. Sometimes I'm one of those folks, I can't do it every day. I gotta just on and off and like go load up on the good information and then leave a little bit. Like my problem is I love rage. Rage is my favorite emotion out of all of them. Because I was a young man in a patriarchal society and I was not taught any other way of dealing with my sadness except to get mad about it, What do you mean we're out of Funyuns? Just like that's when I used to work at Trader Joe's and some dumb motherfucker would be like, is this butter gluten-free? It's butter! And then suddenly I'm in charge of the situation again. It feels good. You don't feel powerless. You feel stronger, than you actually are, like in real life. It's great. The problem with therapy is now I've started analyzing my rage in real time, like as I'm having it, which doesn't help. Like it's like diet rage. It's like rage light, My doctor says it's better for me. What the fuck is the point? I just want to become a vegetarian and start volunteering with kids. God, you guys are a little tight tonight. How do you listen up? Oh man, that one never really got written out, did it? What was the other punchline I set down over there? It was really funny. See, this is why I need to have my notebook right here. It's not because I'm going to read the jokes, it's because it's like a security question. And if it's not there, I'll forget all the jokes. But if it's there, it's all. I'm probably not a very good person. When I lived in Denver, we had these signs over the freeway, right? And they would only tell you two things. Number one is how many people had died that year in car accidents. Buckle your seatbelts, drive safer. The second one would be, hey, ozone warning, drive less, combined trips, carpool. Motherfucker, I've got a way to solve both of these with one stone. Just legalize DUI, turn that shit into a scoreboard. Northbound, I-25, blue Honda Civic, multi-kill. I think we could have a good time with that, you know? Just lean into the fucking dystopia. I'm gonna make a great post-apocalyptic grandfather, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be sitting there telling all the kids, yeah, back in the 2020s, we had clean water coming out of the wall. Everyone thought they had social disorders. It turns out society was just collapsing around us. That's all it was. Republicans kept telling me how I was going to burn in hell. Little did I know it's because they were going to turn the planet into one. I'm like, fuck me, right? I guess God works in mysterious ways. All right, you've heard enough from me. My name's Million. I'll be your host today. If you haven't signed up and you would like to go up, come talk to me. I'll put your name on the list. If you see 3 or 4 of these people and you have a few drinks and you think, this is easy, come find out how not fucking easy it is. All right, your first act coming up tonight. Coming to us from the back of the room, all the way, oh, there he is, from Puerto Vallarta sometimes. Give it up for Lucas Corvada.
Hello. How's everyone doing tonight? Yes, I just was in Puerto Vallarta. I learned a few things there. I learned that the waves are so strong, they'll pull you down they'll throw you down and pull you out. And 2, that it is illegal to get blowjobs on the beach. It is, but it's okay because both times I stood right back up and didn't get caught. So anyhow, I also learned that in Puerto Vallarta there are more Canadians than there are Mexicans. That is true. But Canadians, Mexicans, and gays are all very similar. We're very similar because we're not afraid of getting vaccinated because we've stuck worse up our nose and more up our ass. Oh, fuck you guys, that's funny. I know it is, because I killed every single night that I said that joke in Puerto Vallarta. So I'm going to use new shit because nobody's paying me here tonight. Although I did get a tip that was in the back, and that wasn't in money, so who cares? Oh, God, this is the joke I just wrote. They asked me to go first, which is fine. I do not mind opening up. I've been on this train before. I will open up for this bukkake. Whatever. You guys are not gay. This is not a gay audience. You guys are not drunk enough. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Maybe you're stoned. I did a show in Denver, Colorado when weed had first become legal. And I'm performing for 3 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck? My set is horrible. And then I thought, all of these assholes are stoned. And once I pointed it out, they're like, yeah, we will. So I wanted to meditate, and I thought, I will meditate, and hopefully I will be raised up by the spirits. And they said, oh, fuck no, you've got to lose another 15 pounds. It's okay. My boyfriend last night, I was like, oh shit, do I look fat? He left the condom inside of me. Another comic, you should not bring your notes on set. You should not bring your iTab on set. I said, well, fuck you. I've got shot so many times in the face. I don't have cataracts. I have chlamydia. I mean, seriously. Do you know what it's like to give a blowjob 30 minutes before? Well, not quite 30. I think it's, 20 minutes before you get on stage? Do you know what it's like? And try to remember your whole set? And an hour at that, I don't even give a blowjob for an hour. Although, I forget his name, but I remember his dick. I already gave that joke. Who gives a fuck? I gave that joke too. Okay, so I seriously am allergic to cocaine. I'm allergic to cocaine. The way I found that out is my ear turned black. And then my doctor's like, if you keep doing it, your nose will turn black. I'm like, well, what about my dick? Because I'm not ready to transition quite yet. So I'm still holding on to that one. I had to quit. I'm allergic to gluten, tequila, and cocaine. All the fun things in Mexico. This bitch had no fun. No fun at all. My throat swelled up the second day I was there. It swelled up to the size of a dime. And I thought, well, shit, I'm not going to give anyone a blowjob here. But luckily, I found a guy. I named him Chopsticks. He was Asian. I was being generous. I should have named him Chopstick. Oh, I'm sorry, you're Asian. That is not, I am not being racist. that is true. I got 3% Filipino in me. But he only gave me the 3% of him. You know, they say that when kids are not born racist or homophobic, they're raised racist and homophobic. Although you are born gay. I was born gay. I know that. My mother knows that. You know how she knows that? She knows it because every single time she played Cher, Madonna, and the Village People, I started like beating in her stomach. You know, I was raving. I was having fun, man. I was getting down. Fuck. I feel like a cartoon character up here. I don't ever want to go first again, although I don't want to take sloppy seconds, so I guess I won't go first. I don't care. Oh God, I will tell you about this one time. I was working in Los Angeles, and because I'm an actor, sometimes I was in Breaking Bad. They cut out my scene, all you see is the back of my head, which is what most men see me anyway. Anyhow, so I was working in LA, and this is when Craigslist states had their personal ads, whatever. And they said, you know, we're looking for somebody to do foot fetish. I thought, oh fuck, I'll do that. I'll show my feet. I don't care if it's in porn. I sent them in the first photos of it. I didn't get a call back on it. I'm like, what the fuck? Was my foot not big enough or didn't have the bunions for it? But I dated a guy in Palm Springs. He had a foot fetish. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm fine with that as long as I get pedicure 3 times a week. He gave me one. He didn't want me to walk anywhere except his mouth. He had a foot and mouth disease. Anyhow, if you think comics have it bad, gays have it even worse. But you know, I think he lost his virginity to a sock. That's the truth of it. And I was traveling one time, and I went to go visit my parents, and a condom fell out of my luggage. My mom went to pick it up and throw it out. I said, no, stop. I'll save a sock. She didn't get it. She went and Googled saving a sock. Oh, God, this is not the best that I've ever done in my life. I really don't give a shit. Nobody's paying me. Fuck you guys. Okay, so I've got one more joke here. Actually, I'm going to do this bit. Okay, so I dated a guy in Santa Fe. I did. He drove a Subaru, bareback, brokeback, outback. He drove a Subaru Outback, folks. I know nothing about cars, but I know my way around a tranny. Yeah, you guys laugh at that. You guys, that's okay.
Yeah.
And my first job, this is the truth because I'm from northern New Mexico, but I'm so fortunate I've been able to travel. My first job was at Cook's Home Hardware and Lumber Emporium, where you can get screwed, hammered, and nailed, all on aisle 18. I pitched it to them. I pitched it to them in a marketing meeting, and the next day they transferred me from marketing to accounting. And I said, well, why don't you transfer me to the lumberyard? And they said, you're not really good with math. And I said, no, but I can measure with my mouth. And yeah, my name's Lucas Barbada. Have a wonderful evening.
Look for Lucas, guys. Yeah, free comedy. Sometimes you get what you pay for. That's how open mics work. Alrighty. Coming up the stage next, we have a Wayward Comedy original, both in that he is an original guy and that he originally was a wayward guy. And originally, his name is Brian Lawless.
All right. Ready for some jokes? Yeah. I am. Let's see if I got some. How can you tell there's a white guy in the room? A token white guy in the room. Sorry. Thank you. His name is J.R.R.
You get it.
It's a white person joke. A friend of mine, she told me, I'm a Cancer. And I said, oh man, that sucks. I will celebrate this in October. All right. Have you ever bought celery and thought, who is buying and selling who? At least there is some stock growth. I think conditioner should actually be made for serious mental conditions. Because it would work. I don't know. Okay. A friend asked if I had ever done any background work, and I said yes. My previous job walked all over my back. All right. This person said once to me, oh, I was asking if they're open, and he was like, yeah, man, we're 24/7. And I said, that is a really old age. Yeah, you know. We're going to get you up here because you're practically on stage. Okay. All right. I got another one for you. Okay. I don't really go to the gym much, but I know a good place to put dumbbells. It's a dumb spot. Because those things don't even work. They don't even make noises. All right, my name's Ryan Wallace. Thank you very much.
All right, everyone. So, folks, if Wayward Comedy was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you can say this next comic is like our Master Splinter, and that'll be funny to you in a minute when you hear how angry he is. Give it up for the one and only TJ Jones.
Everybody. So, folks, guess what? Just recently, I became single. Yeah, this is all available, right? It's 7 years ago. It actually coincided with me leaving prison, so you figure that out for yourselves. Wow, that didn't work at all. Moving on to the next one. If you're like me, you hate everything. I hate everything. I even hate the things that I love. You know, and I certainly hate myself. I shouldn't love myself, knowing myself as well as I do. Let's put it that way. Yeah, but I don't want to have like this black brick of hatred just sitting on my heart all the time. So I decided I would take all that hatred and I would do something constructive with it. And I would hate big issues. You know, like I would hate racism or I would hate injustice. But then I realized that those things were always going to exist. So that's kind of a waste of time too. So I decided that I'm just going to really hate country music. Because I truly believe that if we all band together, we can eradicate country music in our lifetime as we know it. And then racists will have nothing to listen to. That joke usually splits the room. This next one will split the room for sure. The only thing I hate more than country music is the band Sublime. I'm so glad that fucking guy is dead so he can't write any more shitty music, man. Just see what happened? It just, man, so many Sublime fans out there. So yeah, I really resent the fact that all the other comics that come up here tonight get to do this drunk or high. I'm sober, and this is like they're not nervous when they come up here. They're trash, and I have to come up here sober and nervous, and it's like I think maybe I should start drinking again. Like my drug was meth. You know how many jokes I could tell in 5 minutes if I was still on meth? Anybody about that? Like, where do they make the Jesus cracker? That's what I've been wondering about. Is it like they have to produce it somewhere, right? Like I always imagine it was like in the basement of the Vatican somewhere, and there's like two sweaty Italian guys just kind of cranking it out all day. And then I wondered, maybe they're dressed like Mario and Luigi or something like that. And I was wondering, is working at the Eucharist Wafer Factory a spiritually satisfying job? Or do they wake up every morning and they're like, fuck! God damn it, time to make the fucking donuts again. It turns out that, I did a little research, it turns out that all of the host for the Catholic Church is actually made in New Jersey, in a factory in New Jersey. And not only that there used to be several factories around the country that did it, but this one factory in New Jersey, using intimidation and misinformation, was able to shut all the other Eucharist wafer factories down. All the other unleavened bread companies. I thought it would be cool to have a glass eye. I saw this movie once where this kid in the movie, he got into a car accident and he lost his eye. And these doctors to just, and I thought, oh man, that's a fucking good idea. I was like 6 when I heard this. So throughout my life, I've just been thinking about other really cool custom-made glass sides. Like you could do holiday ones, like, you know, a heart for Valentine's Day or a 4-leaf clover for St. Patrick's Day. Or you could get corporate sponsorship. That'd be cool. Like have Apple rent space on your glass eye, or maybe, you know, you could get the Nike Schmustica or something like that. You got that, Jeff? Just do it. There you go. What's your name? Leanne? She's like the co-host for the entire show. Great. Yeah, I can tell you're digging this. My name's Ray Jones. Thanks a lot, everybody.
He's like our master splinter. Like he's the rat that makes all the turtles do karate. It all makes sense if you smoke more weed. You should be smoking more weed. You'd be laughing more. All right. So first, I didn't mention this at the top, but if you're going up tonight, you get 6 minutes. After 5 minutes, I'm going to shine a light at you, so be looking for it right about there somewhere. And that means you got 1 minute left before I come up here and tackle you. Coming next to the stage is a guy. Have you been up here before, Nathan?
Yes.
Okay, he's coming back to the Wayward stage. He's an Albuquerque guy. He's very funny. He looks a little bit annoyed with me. Give it up for Nathan Todd.
Thank you. Santa Fe, ya no wireless mic. I feel like I'm in a boy band. Sí, yo vengo de Albuquerque, manejé aquí y no sé qué decir sobre Albuquerque, güey. Es que me vale verga, es la pura sal, güey. No tiene nada de bueno, no tiene nada de gracia. ¿Qué te digo? Que la mejor cerveza está en Albuquerque. Los mejores food trucks están en Albuquerque. Los mejores comediantes, obvio, en Albuquerque. I'm just kidding. I don't know what to tell you guys. Sí, también. What was I going to tell you? I'm on spring break. I'm a teacher. I'm a high school Spanish teacher on my way to becoming one. It's nice to be a teacher because that's a place where I have to be sober. I can't be visibly stoned. It's part of my sobriety plan, actually. I don't know. I hope your kids don't get away. No, it's a great school. But where I previously worked, I worked at REI. You know, that's like Cabela's for liberals. And I had to be stoned there because there was just a bunch of fucking boomers from Santa Fe and Corrales. Like, hi, I'm driving down from Santa Fe today, and I'm just like, tell me what the fuck it is. It's in stock or it's not. If it's not, you can order it from home. You can leave. You can just leave and order it from home. I don't know what to tell you. But I was really fucking scared of becoming a teacher because I was like living this like retail comedy drug lifestyle. Oh, it was so wild. No, but I was like staying up late, doing drugs, doing comedy, and yeah, fucking good stuff, right? And I was like, am I gonna be able to like wake up on time? Like, am I gonna lose my job the first day? And so I was really fucking worried about it. So I was talking to my brother-in-law, who's Chilean, and my sister, and I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the caveman alarm clock. Those are the ones that gradually get lighter. I was like, that's gonna solve my problem. And my brother-in-law, you know, things always sound so much wiser with an accent. He was like, you think this will solve your problem? Hey, you guys were having a fucking good times in here, right? Yeah, fuck work, fuck hustle culture. Fucking hate that shit. I had a friend in college that he would say this thing. He'd get up and he'd be like, yeah, suck today's dick. And I was always like, man, that guy is fucking way more motivated about everything in life than I will ever be. I don't want to suck today's dick. I want to fucking sit on tomorrow's dick while I suck on its tits. And just be like, and it's like, baby, you ain't got to go to work. You ain't got to go to work. Baby, just go to the gym and be pretty. And, you know, I'll bring home the beans and bacon and you just fucking do your thing. That's how I want to live life. I don't want to suck tomorrow's dick. I want to sit on it and suck its tits. I don't know what to fucking tell you. It's going great tonight. Having a fucking good time. Santa Fe, woo! Yeah, it's a bit of the 55 plus crowd. No, not so much. Not here. That's just the demographic crowd. I don't know. I've been going bald recently. It's like a new hobby I picked up. I don't know. I didn't think I was going bald. I just thought I was like getting really into hats. I'm just like, man, hats are really fucking cool. You know, unfortunately, the balding head kind of complements my resting racist face. I don't always have a racist face, but like, I have like depression and anxiety, and I squint a lot, so like that doesn't look good on this face. You know, I have that like, I have that Elmer Fudd like Cabbage Patch Kids look. You know. But how much time do I have left? I've like gone through all my fucking
Like
jokes.
another 2 minutes.
Another 2 minutes. That's okay. You guys like cats and dogs? Are we cat people or dog people here?
Dog people.
Okay, fuck dogs. I'm gonna tell you about cats. I have this ex-girlfriend, and we got a cat together because that's the beginning of a good relationship, right? Like, oh, I don't know, things are going good. Let's fucking throw an animal baby into the situation. And she named this cat Little Girl. How many fucking daddy issues? How many fucking Disney daddy issues do you have to name a cat Little Girl? And Little Girl was great, but like she'd go outside. She was an indoor outdoor cat, and so like, of course, when she'd go outside, I'd be like, Little girl, you get back here, little girl, you come here. And yeah, fucking anyways, man, I don't know what else to tell you guys. No, it's true. She was a great cat. I had to give her back. I still text my ex-girlfriend. I'm like, show me a picture of that pussy. That's the cat, of course. What else is going on? There's like wars going on. You know, wars are forever. But Wu-Tang is also forever, so that's fucking good. I got a minute. All I have to say is, you know, fuck me once, shame on you. Fuck me twice, I might develop some feelings. Fuck me 3 times. I will take you to all subs to get you all the fucking chimichangas you can stuff in your ugly face. Thank you so much. I'm Nathan Todd. Is this the mic stand? Is this the mic stand? I stand so tough.
Just spending enough time in the car, so we move out here so we can drive here once a week. It makes sense if you do the math. It's very complicated. His name is Trip Stelnicki.
Thank you. Keep it going for your previous comic, everybody. All right, back to me. Fuck your previous comic. I'm falling apart, everybody. I was trying to eat earlier. Trying to eat. What does that mean? I don't know. You tell me. I was eating a French fry, trying to, and you know how sometimes you bite your tongue? I bit my finger. At least your tongue is in your mouth. French fry. And the French fry was like, what are you doing, man? This doesn't look right. And I was like, shut up, French fry. I know how to eat lunch. And my finger was like, I don't know. I kind of agree with the French fry. And then my teeth were like, how many more voices are going to be in this stupid act out? And then the manager was like, sir, the police are on their way. Anyway, I told my therapist that story, and she said, maybe you should start drinking again. She's a great listener. I told her that whole story. She's a great listener. And she only interrupted once to say, I'm raising my rates. And she's a great listener. My therapist is a woman, by the way, which I like. It's practical. Having a woman as your therapist is like having a dress rehearsal for your girlfriend. You know what I mean? But my girlfriend thinks I'm a great communicator. How could I not be? I'm paying another woman to listen to all the first draft shit. Like in therapy, I sound like this. And then I go home and talk to my girlfriend, and I'm like, soft, what light through yonder window breaks? I don't think we should have children. It is the East, and Juliet is the sun. My girlfriend's like, yes, keep going. I'm like, I don't know the rest. I haven't had enough therapy. I don't know how it keeps going. You know, fuck. I don't know why anyone would have a man as their therapist. Like, I tried having a man as my therapist, and in our first appointment, he was like, listen, pal, I'm not here to make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. I'm not here to give you love and support you haven't earned. And I was like, no, I know that. How are you doing, though? Like, do you need a job? And sure, that was a rerun of Dr. Phil, but I think they all are like that. I've seen Frasier. I'm not like trying to pander to the women in here, but I've never met a well-adjusted man in my entire life. Like, there are some men in here who are like, I'm fine. That's not the same thing. The difference between being well-adjusted and being like, I'm fine, is like the difference between Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. One of those things is a cry for help. Look into Pat Sajak's eyes. He's not doing so hot. Pat Sajak is rich and he's on TV. Not every prisoner is behind bars. You know what I mean? Like, that's Where was I? Male therapist. I'm like, with therapy, I'm like a drunk guy who needs a ride home, right? And a male therapist is a guy who shows up in an Uber who's also drunk. Who's just like, did you go for... I got you. Have you seen my keys? As soon as we find my keys, we can get out of here. And then a nice lady pulls up. She's like, I have a Honda Civic. Do you want to lay down in the back? Yeah. I was a firefighter for 40 years. I have never helped anyone. Yeah. I was just thinking, you're like, sure, that can't be true. You look like you paid for at least half a dozen abortions. And that's... I've never helped it. The apple fell very far from the tree, as they say. I don't like that they say that. The apple fell very far from the... The apple didn't fall very far from the tree. The apple fell very far from the tree. Am I crazy? Every apple falls the same. And they fall wherever the fuck they fall. Can we just love our children? How about that? Yeah. You guys thought this was an open mic, now it's a TED Talk. I don't give a shit. Who the fuck came up with that shit? There's just a guy under a tree who's like, that apple fell very far from the tree. That apple didn't fall very far from the tree. That apple fell very far from the tree. You know what this reminds me of? Children. Different kinds of children. I think Isaac Newton is a pedophile. I don't know how to talk to children. I don't know how to talk to them. I got these two nieces. They're 5 and 2, and they're my girlfriend's nieces, but I don't have a job, so I need stuff to do. So they're my nieces, and so they're 5 and 2. They're cute as fuck, but I don't know how to talk to them because kids love me, and I don't trust that. Like these little girls, they'll be like, "Trip, we love you," and I'm like, "What's the catch?" And they're like, "Can we have some more juice?" And I'm like, "There it is, you fucking transactional bitches, little fuckers." God damn. I don't know. The one who's 5, that's like the age I feel like where they know things, and I don't like that. Like I feel like she can see the Matrix or something. Like she says weird sideways things, and I'm like, do you know me better than I know? Like I was talking to her, and I was like, I'm tired because I don't know how to talk to kids. I mentioned that. I was like, you're 5, I'm tired, and she was like, why are you tired? It's not nighttime. And I was like, well, sometimes I go to bed before it's nighttime. And she was like, I thought you tell jokes in the nighttime. And I was like, what the bitch, did you just say that? Because you can tell I'm self-conscious about not working hard enough at stand-up comedy, and this is your weird passive-aggressive way of telling me that? She was like, you're silly. But as long as you're not taking your goals seriously, why don't you go
Holy shit, that was good. See what happens when you listen and you let the man tell you? Next, it's not going to be a man. For once, you're not going to have a man yelling his dick jokes at you. Welcome to the stage. It's like your second, third time? It's her third time, so be fucking nice to her. Give it up for Rachel.
Okay. I'm also from Albuquerque. I drove here. It was a lot of fun. I love that drive. It's so nice. It clears my head. It's really good. Did everybody know that there's an International Laughing Day in the United States? It's really cool. Like there's a day that is just for laughing. You can laugh at anything, and it's really it's normal to just laugh, even if it's not okay to laugh. It's really good to just laugh. I don't think I need a day to laugh. I watch comedy and I talk to comedians, and sometimes I just laugh, even when it's not appropriate. Like in the classroom, I'm a teacher too, and I'm a special ed teacher, so I work with kids with speech impediments and reading with disabilities and OHI and all this stuff. So I have one little kid, and he's darling, but he has a speech impediment, and we're talking about a sticker, and he came up to me and he's like, teacher, he doesn't remember my name ever. Teacher, the dicker doesn't dig. Oh. And I'm like, God. Oh my God. And I'm just like, well, fuck, geez, you're stuck. Why would you want a dicker to dig? I'm a teacher. Doing something, a doer does something, a preacher preaches. So the digger isn't digging. Sounds weird to me because he's 7. So I'm like, oh God. Why the fuck would you want the digger to dig, child? Anyway, but that's what I laughed about, and that was really hard to talk about in parent-teacher conferences. And then we just finished the CH-SH combination. That is just the letter team there's letter teams, and they spell sounds. And CH says ch, and SH says, yeah. And the kids are really darling, you know, and I'm a special ed teacher, and you know, it takes a lot longer for the kiddos to get the information, and I'm working with them, it's really great, but you know, this one little girl, she's so sweet. And she's looking at me, and I'm like, keep going, little one, you got this, you got this, you got this. And she looks at me, and I'm like, I don't know what she's looking at. And I look at the word, and I'm like, oh shit. And she's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I just say, keep going, because I can't tell her what the sound is. And she's like, she's about 72. She looks at me and she's like, shh. I'm like, no, I can't tell you the truth. It's not. And so she just keeps going, and I like, okay, keeps going to the next one. And she says, shh, shat? And I'm like, yeah, way to go, shit shat. And you know, in my head, I'm like, yeah, just keep going. I'm already at the edge, you know, at the end of the day, and it's like, wow. I giggled a little bit. It's not appropriate during parent teacher conferences. Really not. There was the time at recess where the kiddos, when the kids are touching during COVID, you have to tell them to not touch each other, and so I'm like, don't touch children, and it came out more like, don't touch children, don't touch children, and we're like, we're on campus, and I'm like, no, we're good. I just forgot to pause the comment. I promise. I'm really sorry. There's no predator. Everything's fine. When kids draw cats, sometimes, you know, kids don't know how to draw, and the cats look possessed. That's a really bad time to kind of giggle too. Like, you know, trying to teach the definition of possessed to a 7-year-old, that doesn't work either. Like, oops, don't let that come out of your mouth. And when it does come out of the mouth, then you have to explain to the parents why you didn't let Jesus come to the conversation about possession. That doesn't work either. No. Or, you know, you get the CrossFit culty people that are like all about it. They're like, yeah, let's make sure Jesus never comes. You know, and then they kind of like poke fun at you, like, you can't afford tactical training or survivalist training, so we'll get the ball. You know, like, that's all I got.
I asked her before what her last name was, and she was like, oh, I'd rather not use my real name. And it's always funny to me, like teachers and stuff, you know, they'll drive to a whole other fucking town to try stand-up comedy so nobody can hear. It's great. This next guy did the same thing. He wouldn't tell me his name. And he said, I don't think he's a teacher. I think he's like a spy or something. Because I was like, what's your name? He's like, Lars. Just Lars. Give him a Lars!
Just Lars. You do not need a long French last name right now.
Feel that.
Yeah, feel that. What's your long French last name?
It's just Leanne.
Okay, mine is Jacques Maison.
Deborah.
So Leanne, back up. The word quixotic. Quixotic is not the couple's name of Joe Exotic and his new jailhouse boyfriend, Quinn. Quixotic is an adjective derived from Cervantes' Don Quixote. Notice how I said the book's name. This is foreshadowing. In this book, the titular Don Quixote is a very dumb, but rich and lovable hero. And with his companion Sancho, he goes on adventures and fights heroically against monsters, which are often actually totally indifferent objects, most notably a windmill. Quixotic, in short, means to be exceedingly idealistic, unrealistic, and impractical. An example, flat earthers could be said to be quixotic on a quixotic campaign against the evil windmills of the concept of an oblate spheroid Earth. However, the more I say this word quixotic, the more I realize something evil is afoot. Any proper grammar Nazi, word supremacist, or English teacher will tell you, tut tut, it's not pronounced Don Quixote. And yet, these same people will insist it's pronounced quixotic. The more and more I see the spinning of the evil windmills of English pronunciation, tonight we embark the Quixotic campaign to save the world from butchering Spanish authors. Alright. I've always been interested in small bits of information that can totally change everything. And like totally flip the situation around. I'm talking like kind of cheat codes, you know? And over the years, I've kind of collected a few of these. And I have some to share with you tonight. The first one is, imagine you're on a stroll through town, and you kick on accident a small metal bottle. You realize it's a Whippet cartridge. You realize there's dozens of them all around you. And then you hear it, the rap rock, Bluetooth speaker. It's hideous. You realize you're being approached by a group of people wearing clown makeup. They look kind of dirty. One has a butterfly knife and has hurt himself playing with it. To be clear, this is a hunting party of the American Juggalo. They look towards you irritably and shout, "Hey!" What do you do? What is the cheat code to get you out of this situation? Well, the cheat code is these letters, MMFCL. And ideally in the situation, you put a little stank on it and be like, MMFCL. This stands for Mad Motherfucking Clown Love and is 100% guaranteed to instantly endear yourselves to these people. Not only will you not get mugged or stabbed, they'll probably offer their whippets or other assorted drugs. However, I advise against this. I know some of you are from Albuquerque and are familiar with this type of lifestyle. But most of you, I advise against it. Now, cheat code number 2. I'm a software developer, so sometimes people ask me stuff like, "Hey Lars, what type of antivirus should I use?" And I typically at this point frown and go on my weird rant for they're scams for scared sheep, and they thirst on your CPU cycles like a fat tick, and they fail their basic promise. Some could say they are the true virus. But there is an actual trick to saving your computer from computer viruses, and you don't have to pay for it. It's actually quite simple. So install the Russian language package for Windows. You don't have to set your computer to Russian and do everything in Russian. You can just install the package. But this is actual real advice. In Russia, they have what's called State-Sanctioned Malware. And everything's permitted in terms of hacking as long as you don't affect Russian citizens. So the way they don't affect Russian citizens is it goes something like this. Your computer virus enters your computer and you say, "Oh, comrade, I wasn't expecting an American computer to have Russian language. Oh, I see you must be spy. Well, I'll go on my way. I don't mean to interfere with your important work. I have Children's Hospital to ransom for Bitcoins." Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks, everybody.
Good Lord! Just one! The only one! Okay, guys, this next comic coming up is probably the youngest person you're going to see tonight. I'm pretty sure he's not allowed to drink. And that just makes me love him even more because this kid's out here doing this shit. He's funnier than us. He's got his whole life ahead of him. Feel sorry for him, but also laugh at him. Give it up for Sully! I could have started walking soon, Sully. You know what I was talking about.
I had to be sure, man. There's so many young people here that get. But how's everyone doing? Yeah! I like that you're up here because if I fuck up, you come down with me.
Yeah, okay, got this. Got it. Yeah.
So I don't know how many of you might have noticed that I've been MIA for a while. Probably not a lot of you, but I've been trained to be an insurance producer. You couldn't tell by the blaring red, I think State Farm. So that's a living. Yeah. But yeah. So what is the first thing people think about when you say Men in Black?
Aliens.
Aliens? You're right, the neuralizer. The neuralizer, that's what everyone thinks about. So I've got something kind of interesting. It's a risk kind of bringing this out, but this is what I like to call the neuralizer. Because you're smoking pot. It's not any alien magic science. It's just a really cool looking pipe. Or like an on-the-go vibrator.
Yeah.
Depends if a cop asks you what it is or not. I like to say vibrator because I'm like, do you want me to show you? And they're like, no, you. Thank you. But yeah, as you can tell, I don't have anything in my hands. I have nothing to read off of. I am purely going off the noggin right now, so bear with me. Oh my god. Appreciate that. But yeah, I guess, doing insurance, that's something I can talk about, sure. But I think there was one part of it I wasn't expecting. There's a lot of assholes. Yeah, right? You don't get a lot of nice people, and typically the people that are assholes to you are wrong. They're the ones that are like a month overdue on any payment. They're the ones who call you and go, what the fuck, dude? Why is everything so expensive now? It's like, sir, they're charging you for 2 months. You haven't paid anything. Well, this is just unacceptable. Why didn't you guys call me? No, sir. Actually, we sent you 5 emails. We called you 3 times and sent 2 text messages, so I don't know what to tell you. All right, this one's not working?
No. Healthcare too, same thing.
Oh, yeah? You're in healthcare?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What do you kind of do?
Sports med acupuncture.
What?
Sports med and acupuncture.
Oh, fuck. So you just stab people all day?
Yeah. Many times over, they agree to it.
Fucking why? Why do they like who likes getting stabbed?
Beats me.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You own that shit.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm a data analyst.
Fuck.
I make graphs.
Yeah, graphs.
Crunch numbers.
Oh yeah. What kind of numbers are you crunching?
Like big numbers, small numbers.
This is too complicated for me. This one's going too far. Big numbers and small. You lost me at big numbers. You kind of got me back at small numbers. And then you said data and I lost it all again. I know what you do. Let's see. What do you do?
As little as possible.
I like you the most. Yeah, alright. He's my spirit animal. What's your name?
Adam.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Of course your name's Adam. Anyone that's named Adam likes to do fuck all and is good at it too.
Yeah.
They're real good at it. And they make people want to do fuck all. Like it's not shameful that way. I like you. Alright. My papa's the bartender here. 88 right there. He's an actor. If none of you know, he was in Breaking Bad. He got his leg blown off and he walks around with a little gimp now.
Nice.
Yeah. And I don't get to say this a lot, but he was touched by Matt Damon. But in like a good way, not like he walked away and like made a Hollywood movie documentary later and was like, yeah, he just put me in the room with him. He made me feel really comfortable. And he just bent me over. No, nothing like that. He was actually really cool. If you guys want to see it, it's in all the universities. You guys want to just check that out real quick. But let's see what else we're talking about. Okay, I'm a 19-year-old doing comedy in a bar that I can't drink at. That fucking sucks. Well, now you guys have a good time, and I'm just like, I could be high and drunk right now. I am not living up to my expectations. All right, well, this one doesn't seem to be working out as well, so I'm going to leave it here, but thank you guys for bearing with me. I do appreciate it.
Give it up for Sully! He's got his whole life ahead of him and he chooses to do this with his time. How sad. We love having him. It's great to have him here. All right, guys. Coming up next to the stage, we have another Wayward favorite. She comes out sometimes, and every time she's got something new and interesting and different for us. Give it up for Meg Speckscore.
Hey everybody, how you going? Hey. Man, last 2 years were fucking hell, am I right?
Yeah.
They were fucking hell. Yeah, I lost my job. I got kicked out of my housing 3 times. But one really good thing came out of the pandemic. I got to reconnect with my cousin. My cousin, right before I moved out here, thank you, yeah. Right before I moved out here, my cousin got sentenced to 10 years in Attica. Yeah. I got to reconnect with him over the phone, which is great. There's only one problem with that. Have you guys ever had to complain about quarantine to someone in prison before? It's really awkward. Yeah, I was like, no, man, you don't understand what it's like out here. Like, people tell me when I can and can't go outside, and I can't work anymore, and I'm really paranoid about people being too close, and everyone is super sexually frustrated all the time. What's it like in there? So my neighbor dumped on me the other day. I live in a new apartment. My neighbor Cindy, she's probably about 50. I was having a cup of tea with her, and she was like, "Meg, I'm sure you've noticed, but it's great for you, Cindy." Yeah, I was like, "I did not notice. Why would I have noticed that?" But I was like, "We've been over 10 minutes, so we're all getting what we need here." I have a ghost at work.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ghost in my office place. And people warned me about it when I started working there, that it moves things, it pulls out drawers, and it like makes weird noises, and you can smell different weird smells sometimes. But the other day, it kind of accelerated. It shoved a coworker of mine. It like allegedly shoved a coworker, and we all got to go home early. So now I have a new work strategy. So tomorrow I'm going to go in and be like, a spirit flicks my nipple. I'm going to go home for a week, and you'll hear about this conversation. But then I went to the administration building, and I was just kind of shooting the shit with a woman there and talking to her about the situation. And she was like, "Oh, we have a ghost here too." And I was like, "No shit, you guys get shoved into walls also?" And she was like, "No, our ghost cooks bacon in the morning." And I was like, "What the fuck? You guys get a bacon ghost? Like, is there a trade up situation here? Like, can we do like a white swap for ghosts? Like, what is the barter system here?" Has anybody else recently had a friend get engaged? Yeah. Yeah. One of my best friends from back home proposed to his girlfriend today. It's really sweet. I'm really happy for that. The trouble with that is when you tell it to people and you're a woman over 30, then people start like pushing you like why you're not getting engaged yet, why you're not having kids yet, why you're not a grandparent yet, all that stuff. And they start like using things like your biological clock is ticking and all of that shit, the bullshit, right? Yeah, and I'm like, bitch, I'm on biological daylight savings. I fell behind when I moved in with 5 roommates and started karaokeing. I'll spring ahead when I go to master's degree and start calling my parents more. I used to have this landlord, back when I lived out in the country, I had this landlord who had never gotten married. She was probably in her 60s. And people used to keep bothering her about that too. And she was a pastor, so people would bother her in like the most like kind of sneakily pernicious, passive aggressive church ways, you know? So this one woman, this is a true story, this one woman came up to her and she's like, "Connie, here's what you do. Yeah, you go to Kohl's and you pick out a pair of Levi's. And you pick out the kind of pair of Levi's and the size of pair of Levi's that you want your man to wear if he had a man. And then you lay them on the edge of your bed every night before you go to sleep, and you pray over the pants, and you pray for a man to fill the pants." That's what she said. Anybody here married? Yeah. Congratulations, your pants are very full. I'm not married. I don't plan to be, but I did recently. This was new. I had a fella stay overnight recently. That hasn't happened in a while. It was really great. It was really exciting. And he was about to leave in the morning, and I was like, wait, before you go. This is like, what? Like, do I need to wait? And I was like, no, you can go. But can you please go over to Cindy's door and knock on the door until I look back to you?
Big spectacular. Is this dying on me? Is this thing crapping out? Let's try a different microphone. See, ready for every contingency. Bye, audience members. You guys were nice. Alrighty. Thank you guys for sitting up front. That is an awesome thing to do. We always love for people to tell our jokes. All right, coming straight to the stage up next is Mr. Sam Lynch. He's a firefighter.
I'm glad we can work together. Anyways, I'm Sam Lynch. I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky. And you gotta really swallow that, Louisville. If you were to look at a map, you'd be like, Sam, that's spelled Louisville. And here's the thing about Kentucky, we didn't get reading until the 1980s. Yeah, before that, they put you in a mine, you're like, don't join the union. So, my mom's a really nice, wonderful woman. She tried to make guacamole one day, and all she used was an avocado and an onion. And I looked at it and I was like, these are my people. This is where I come from. My dad tried it and he was like, this is a little peppery, isn't it? That's the thing about the southeastern United States. Someone messes something up, it becomes permanent. It's like when you come into Kentucky, the sign says, Kentucky, where mistakes become culture. So, my mom, really nice woman, but she doesn't get me. Like, some kids were Harry Potter kids. I was a 1984 kid. They put the sorting hat on my head, and it was like, proletariat. And she doesn't get it. She's always like, I would describe the shows I liked to her, and she's like, that just sounds so sad, Sam. I was like, Mom, it's your fault. You gave me too good of a wife. I'm too interested in drama. It's like that movie, Marriage Story. It's got Scarlett Johansson and Kylo Ren yelling at each other. And I'm just like, more. Give me more. Kylo Ren did in the show. So I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and most of the time, it's not that badass. Most of the time, it's a dude sitting on my chest and being like, hey, Sam, you're getting a lot better. I got my blue belt recently, and that's when they stopped telling you to get any better.
And you used to have really long hair.
I used to have really long hair, you're right. Yeah, I used to be Jesus-like.
Yes.
I still am here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In jiu-jitsu, it's a common thing. It's a trope to not know the guys you always train with. You don't know their name. It's like there's so many dudes who, like, I've been in the crotch of so many more dudes than women before. I'm more intimate with these more straight men than these straight women. And it's like, I see them all, I know they're kids, and I'm like, I taught that kid how to break someone's arm. And I've been in your dad's crotch before. Like you said, I'm a wildland firefighter, and I've been doing classes recently. I did a helicopter class recently. We didn't actually get to play in the helicopters at all. I'm a classroom full of wildland firefighters. Let me paint you an image. There's somebody who's been presenting a PowerPoint for 3 hours, and there's a room full of people with undiagnosed ADHD. There was a second in the sophomore year, we're like, hey, C's get degrees. And I just sit there like, I just wish my brain would pay attention. I would do anything. Just think about helicopters. And my brain's like, you did really bad at improv yesterday. But, like, no, helicopters. I'm bargaining for my brain. My brain is like a mobster. He's like, hey, you want a little attention? I want some of that coffee. My brain's an asshole. Anyways. So yeah, we were doing the pumps and engine class, and we were doing a lot of math using. I like the idea of math, not executionally. I was excited. I was like, oh, we're gonna learn some math today, and 20 minutes later, I want to cry on the inside. Math is terrible, it's scary. The entire time I was trying to figure out the math problems, and I was like, if you just shut up, I could understand the thing you're trying to explain to me. All right, thank you very much.
That's excellent timing on my part. I just got done getting very high and I have no idea what's going on anymore. All right. That was Sam. Give it up for Sam. All right, coming up next, guys. Oh, first, I'm going to reset a little bit. I want to tell you a small story about Sam. We drove up to Denver, and he brought his favorite piece of workout equipment, which is a 10-pound mace. D&D fans, you heard that right? A mace, a fucking pole this tall with a ball on the end of it. And he would just go outside every morning in the yard and be like, ah! Ah! Just scare the shit out of the entire neighborhood. By the end of that week, we owned that Airbnb. It was amazing. So if anybody wants to spend some time in Denver, we have very competitive rates. We claimed it by violence, but that's how it goes. Speaking of territory getting claimed by violence, your next comic coming up to the stage all the way from Albuquerque is Corey Herrera.
Oh my God, I appreciate that intro, dude. What was it? Territory gotten by violence? Yes, I am Native American. To give more context to that intro. Very nice. What's up, Santa Fe? You guys good or what? All right. Please don't boo. That's offensive. You're extremely close, madam. How are you? Yeah? Did you choose to be here, or is this the seat that was left?
It just sort of happened.
It just sort of happened. Ah, okay. What do you do for a living?
I'm the agriculture staffing officer.
You're the
I'm the healthcare staffing officer.
all right. You're the healthcare what?
I'm the staffing healthcare worker.
You're the stabby healthcare worker.
Yeah.
So you work in Albuquerque?
I work in Seattle.
Oh, okay. You're from Seattle or what?
I'm from Seattle.
All right, we'll give it up for her. Very nice, you know? So you're an essential worker then, huh?
Yeah, oh yes.
You come to help people here in New Mexico get off meth, right?
I came to drink and hike.
No, came to drink and hike. Very nice. All right. Well, good to meet you. I'm gonna look at you every time. If a joke bombs, I'll just look at you, all right? And I feel like I'll be doing that all night tonight. That's fine. So my name is Corey Harrigan. I am Native American, so I come from a very nice gated community, you know? Barbed wire fence around my house. Oh, there's a lot of white people. White people make some noise, man. It's good to hear that. You guys are everywhere, man. I can't get away from you guys, you know? That's all right. No, for real though, I love white people. For real, I think every family should have one, right? Help that credit score out a little bit, you know? Didn't realize I was doing comedy in Whole Foods tonight, you know? The gluten-free section, man. You know? What did you say? So when you comment, I can hear you too. Something about a cracker. That's where your mind went to. Very nice. I always know when I get off the rest because people come up to me and be like, "Hey, are you still selling?" You know? How dare you assume I'm selling jewelry just because I'm native? You know? I work in Albuquerque. I'm trying to get rid of this meth real quick. You know? Buy something or get out of the alley. Right? You guys see my necklace? What do you guys think? It's pretty nice, huh? Didn't take turquoise. I got it from a Filipino guy, right? Traded it for some meth. Just kidding. I'm really trying to make that meth joke work. Oh man, dude. I feel like a big part of just being native or a person of color is just answering stupid questions that people ask you, you know? I was walking down, I was in Santa Fe in the plaza earlier, and this lady came up to me. I knew she was going to say something weird because she was wearing turquoise too, you know? So she feels like she bought it from my cousin, right? So she came up to me, she's like, "Hey sir, how are you doing?" I was like, "Don't say how, that's offensive." She was like, "Really?" I was like, "No, I'm doing good. How are you?" She said, "I'm doing okay. Can I ask you a question?" I was like, "Yeah, go for it." And this is what she asked me, true story. She said, I don't know if I should say this. I'm like, "Bro, pause it real quick. If you have to open with that to a complete stranger, don't ask the question, you know? You know something offensive is coming, right? I was like, "Go ahead, ask your question." This is what she asked me. She was all, "Do you say Indian style?" I was like, "Lady, everything I do is Indian style, okay? I ain't got no choice in the matter, you know?" So to be fair to her, she didn't have a strong follow-up. She's like, "How do you celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day?" I was like, "All right, that's a good question, you know?" I never got asked that in my life, so I don't know if you guys know, but here in New Mexico, we don't celebrate Columbus Day no more. We celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. Do you guys know that? That's right. Please don't woo. That's offensive. So this is what I told her. This is how I celebrate. If you have any Native friends, feel free to share this with them. I find a random white person, I go to their house and I do not leave, you know? All right, one guy. I appreciate that, dude. If I'm in a good mood, I'll sell the house back to them after, you know? That's why I went over. Dude, your comments are killing me. Your comments are funnier than my jokes right now. Dude, yeah. Mic you up real quick, you know? That's why I want to open up a real estate agency, call it Manifest Destiny, getting our land back one foreclosure at a time, you know? That's right, yeah, that's right. So as a Native person, there's a few things you will not see Natives doing, right? Like you'll never see Natives farming almond milk. Oh, man, I'd be like so confused, like how do you milk it? Where's the teats, you know? Another thing you might never see Natives do is join ISIS, right? You guys know what ISIS is? Yeah, okay. I usually have to clarify for my native folks. They think I'm talking about a fucking snow cone or something, right? Yeah, oh, I like the blueberry ices. Bring me some of the blueberry ices. It's my favorite. The taste explosion, you know? No, we can do that shit. Suicide bombers be showing up 30 minutes late, you know? They'll be all pawning the guns. Let me get $50 for this one, you know? And you can never make it because you can't go to the fucking beer. It's 6 months right here, right? All right. Shit. What's that?
30-something years right here.
30-something years right there. All right, very nice. Appreciate you trying to help me make that joke work. I appreciate that. I guess if we did go that route, the names could work. You know what I mean? Be like, oh, look, there's Mohammed Begay. Oh, there's Ahmed Yazi. He was drinking again, you know? All right, thank you guys so much. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you.
Hell yeah, get up for Corey and his assistant. What was his name again? All right. Coming up next, we've got another relatively new comic. She came here last week. She had a not terrible time, and she's back again. So let's see if we can break her. I'm just kidding. You guys got to be real supportive. This is harder than you think, and if you never try it again, I fucking dare you to put your name on the list. Seriously, we only have like 4 people left. Go on to comedy tonight's the night. I'll get with you later. Give it up for Georgie.
Thank you. Apparently it is kind of hard because, I was here like super early and my name was on the list, but someone got a little too high, I guess. All right, this evening I'm going to talk about a topic I'm sure many of you guys can relate to, external validation. Shouldn't be too hard in a room full of men trying to make dick jokes, misogyny, and racism. So I'll take a few shots of myself before I try and unpack whatever's going on out there. I grew up in the suburbs, like white picket fences, black bros trying to fuck soccer moms. Sound familiar? Yeah. So this town was a, suburban town, pretty white, pretty boring. I moved there when I was 12 years old. So I was just starting to get horny and all that. I changed a lot about myself when I moved there, which is pretty sad to think about, honestly. I moved there and I was first chair of orchestra and just slowly moved back to the seconds. What really got me was when I got fitted for my concert gown and just really didn't want to wear something someone would call smart. So yeah, I still have that costume order in my violin case just as a relic to how much I care more about my appearance than Beethoven. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy, like, how much people do for attention, like, buy a tiger farm, Venmo people they meet on Tinder, put a subwoofer in their trunk and drive past a children's party. It's pretty low. But this story, if you're indulged me, is like some of the craziest attention-seeking shit I've ever seen. So I work in film. I do sound. I do the microphone thing. What's one thing a boom operator and a stripper have in common? We know how to work a pole. Okay, so I work in sound, and I'm on this shoot right now. Today's my day off. I'm with a bunch of NYU brats. I am an NYU brat, so I can call them that. But, they're ambitious. They're doing their best. It's like, whatever. The plot of it is, some kids on spring break get involved in some gang shit. I'm like, what the hell are you doing on spring break in Albuquerque? No offense. But, So one of the characters gets shot, which is like a bit of a stretch for like a little NYU white boy. And in order to bridge that cognitive gap, he decided to method act. So if you're not familiar with what that is, I mean, let me tell you. So as soon as this little kid gets in hair and makeup, he's shot. Like, he is essentially shot. He's like, seriously, like 2 hours before we even roll, dude. I'm in the trailer and I'm trying to like tape a microphone on him. It's my glorious job. I can't. He's like, I'm like trying to like get in there. It was ridiculous. Okay, so I mean, he's like just totally out of it, trying to like method act or whatever. And I was like, damn, did you have to bleed for your mother to pay attention to you? I guess so. So he's like in the car, we're trying to set up a shot, and he's not, he's shot. So, we're like, oh, hey, can you scooch over a little bit? So like the art department had to like crane him over because he can't fucking move because he's shot. Okay, so we like do the shot, like, do the thing. Like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not amazing. You just like shot and whimpering. So we call a wrap, which, if you guys don't know, that means it's over. Like, a wrap. Like, bye, go home. He fucking falls out of the car and almost breaks my microphone. I'm like, bro, it's a wrap. You're done. Like, it's over. You don't need to method act anymore. Like, clearly, like, no one held you. So we get back to the trailer, and I'm trying to take off his microphone, and he, like, points to his dick. Sound familiar? And he's like, I peed. And he's like, really proud of this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you peed? Like, he's like, yeah, I was just so in it. So, I know we're all out here looking for a cheap laugh, but let's draw the line at urination. So, thank you very much.
Hell yeah, give it up for Georgie. I was serious earlier. It takes a lot of balls to get up here. It takes a lot of forethought to come up with shit people are actually going to listen to. So respect, okay? That's all I'm saying. Especially if you're not going to go up tonight, pipe down a little, listen to some jokes. All right, coming up to the stage next, the guy who doesn't care if you listen or not. He's going to keep telling his jokes. So that's just the way it is. Give it up for Mr. Phil Johnson.
All right. My name is Phil Johnson. It is nice to have you here. Everybody doing all right? You guys in the back corner, you doing all right? Yeah. So, it was St. Patrick's Day recently. I realized that St. Patrick is not my demigod. What did he do? He drove all the snakes out of Ireland. I don't know if you've been to Ireland, but there are no snakes. If he drove all the snakes out of Australia, well, shit. He's a saint. All the snakes out of Ireland, man. Yeah. I recently realized what my dream job is, and that's to be a henchman for a Bond villain. It sounds pretty good. Like, if you're gonna be an extremely wealthy Bond villain, clearly you own an insurance company. So yeah, I'm right. What's your workforce insurance going for? All right. So no. Okay. I had a friend. He worked for a Bond villain. And you're right. The first couple of years, he was like, yeah, the only thing I do is open up the top of the volcano. And then I close the top of the volcano. But he pushed through. He was like, he was in it. And now, you know what he does? Flies a gyrocopter. Yeah. Like, a Bond villain henchman is the way to be. Like, oh man, can you imagine? Somebody's like, we need you to drive this Alfa Romeo down the side of the mountain, shooting out the window, and I'm like, yeah. You want to do it? I'm doing it. That sounds great. Is it an automatic? No. Fuck you. So mostly I'm doing it for the healthcare. So ever since I was growing up, I always wanted to be a carpenter, you know? I wanted to build furniture, right? I wanted to build chairs. But because I'm a leprechaun, I wanted to build magic chairs. Chairs that when you sat in them, they provided you just the greatest of fortune. You okay?
Yep, so far so good.
All right. See, the thing is thieves kept breaking into me workshops. Thieves, and they were stealing the bits of me chairs that provided the greatest provenance. So instead of chairs, I had more stools. And it just goes to show that them thieves, they were after me lucky charms. All right, kids, my name's been Phil Johnson. You've been
Phil Johnson, everybody. Give it up for Phil. Okay, we're kind of in the home stretch. We got only a couple comics left. And they're all sitting at that table right there. So that'll teach you to sit there for next time. I'm just kidding. All right, coming up next to the stage, one of my favorites. He's new-ish to us, but goddamn it, is he funny. Give it up for Mr. Mark Lies. That's really his last name. I didn't just make it up. But he's going to take his time. No, he just wants a video because he knows he's going to do well. Here you go. Mark Lies.
Thank you. Hey everybody, how's it going? Enjoying yourselves? Yeah. My name is Mark Lies. My last name is Lies. You don't know me. Mark Lies. Oh, actually, do you want to be part of the act?
Sure.
I have a line for you to say. Mark lies next to you in bed, and you whisper in his ear,
Get a towel!
Oh, that's so sad.
whisper. Try that again. Mark lies next to you in bed, and you whisper in his ear,
That's even worse.
Thank you. Thank you. What's your name?
Brianna.
Thank you so much. That killed. The reason I want to be a comedian is so I can be on the show Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld. I would ask Jerry if he wanted Roadhead.
He does.
I've never given Roadhead before, or head of any kind, to a comedian named Jerry. So it should make for some interesting television. I'm starting my own show where comedians bathe in tubs of coffee while shopping for cars online. It's called Comedians and Coffee Getting Cars. Peter Parker gets bit by a radioactive spider, and he turns into some kind of super being. I get bit by a radioactive spider, and now I'm just super obsessed with knitting and weaving and crocheting. But I'm just glad to have something to do with all the string coming out of my butt. Well, it's not coming out of my butt exactly. I have a new hole in between my scrotum and my anus. It's called a spinneret. That's where all the string is coming out of. Just don't be surprised if for your birthday you get a hat that I knitted. I used to be a socialist till I found a pubic hair in my library book. Now I just think everyone should have their own copy of Where the Wild Things Are. I like to read self-help books. The one I'm reading right now is called Change Your Socks, Change Your Life. According to the author's research, your success in life is due mainly to the type of socks you wear, which he separates into two categories: the right socks and the wrong socks. The right socks allow blood to move freely through the ankles, thus making more available for the brain. The wrong socks restrict blood flow around the ankles, making less available for the brain. In test after test, it was proven that people wearing the wrong socks were poor decision makers, which makes a lot of sense because I was wearing the wrong socks when I decided to buy the book. I'm really glad that joke's over. I had a girlfriend whose name was Rachel, but I had to break up with her because every time she turned to the side, she was Rachel profiling. When I was a kid, I had a friend made entirely out of fruits and vegetables. His name was Billy Joe Vivaldi. He had a rare genetic condition that caused his body to be made of fruits and vegetables. I'll never forget him or the sacrifice that he made. You see, when our class got stranded on a school field trip and we were without food for days on end, Billy Joe was the second child that we ate. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. And there is my prize. The man behind the mask.
Mark lies. No, I mean, none of that was true, is what I'm saying. Mark lied. Okay, that's enough of that. Very old joke. This next comic also only gave me one name, but I weirdly get the feeling that like if she handed me her ID, it would just have like, like a symbol on it, So anyway, give it up for Di.
Okay, you need 30 seconds because my outfit.
She needs 30 seconds because her outfit fell apart. Hey guys, do you think it's weird that Hakuna Matata is basically just a revamp of the bare necessities? And who gets the royalties in that case? Like, how does that work in the animal kingdom? Come on, I'm trying to fill 30 seconds. You have to laugh at these really weird
Wait a
jokes.
second, my
Oh.
Okay. I'm still having a wardrobe malfunction right now. Okay, sweetie, what is your name? Leanna, because I think you've probably been a real catalyst tonight, so I'm really grateful you're here. And if you want to heckle me, baby, go ahead, please, because I've been heckled before, but only from the stage. Okay, and I've already seen everything. So we're good. Well, you know, and as much as I like to think I'm like semi-comical, this was not intended, but we'll just go with that. So, yeah, thank you. Please heckle at will. I've always been waiting for a heckler, but you know, I thought maybe I'd get one of those nice hecklers that go, "Hey, you're doing really good, girl." Love you. Woo, woo. So listen, I got the paper here, you guys. I'm kicking it old school. So to get here tonight, I had to use my GPS. Anybody have the GPS? And you say, "Take me over to the Chili Lime Brewery," and it tells you go down here, make a left.
What Chili Lime?
Woo, Chili Lime. So I said, "All right, take me over to 123 4th Street," and my GPS said, "Girl, you know that's Meg's house. The last time you went over there, you remember what happened? Look, there's a Popeyes right over here. Get your shit and take your crazy ass home." See, I gotta give her a mic because at least she's laughing. Listen, people say, "Hey, Di, look at you," even when I'm not half naked. I say, "Yeah, please do look at me because I didn't go through hair, wardrobe, and makeup for you to not look at me." Okay? I was making it with this guy one time, and he's behind me, and he grabbed my hair, and I took his hand and put it around my throat. I said, "No, baby, don't mess with my hair. You know, you can choke me, but when I come to, my shit better be straight." Ooh, I'm just saying, you know, it's tough out there, and everybody got these different things we do for our hair, don't we, ladies? Yeah. We tweeze, we nair, we do this. Okay, who's got tweezers in their car? Okay, so that's that milestone, because what happens is you're in the mirror in the house and everything looks cool. You get in the car and the sun comes through like this and you go, "What the fuck?" But if you don't have the tweezers, it's okay, you just go. Right? But listen, we got all that different shit we do for our hair. I was at the waxing salon and I looked down the counter and it's this tube that just said Brilliance Gel. I said, "What is that?" And the girl said, "Well, it's mostly for anal bleaching. But you can use it for any darkened hair." I said, "No, you had me at anal bleaching." Oh, listen. Okay, so who's ever had one of those sex injuries? You know, right? Okay. Woo, woo, woo. Like one time I had all this bruising in my mouth and I went, "What the hell?" It's as if something hard was just like banging itself in there. What the hell? So one time I'm playing with this guy and I looked and he had these two funny bruises right over here. I said, "What the hell?" I realized it was my eye makeup. Okay, speaking of makeup, you know they've got that lipstick that stays on forever. Girls, you know the one like you need kerosene to take it off? It's still only one blowjob lipstick. I've been looking for that 4 blowjob lipstick formula. You know, the one that would get me at least halfway through the night. But listen, you know what? I was gonna say I got nothing to hide, obviously. I'm 5'5", 5'9" in heels. I like to wear the heels because I hate to be 5'5", especially since I'm 5'4". But I'm 135 pounds. And I'm 55, unless we met on Plenty of Fish, because that was the week I learned you could lie on the internet. You know Plenty of Fish, who's ever been on there, ladies? I just have to wonder. Everybody is into hiking. How is there any room on the trails? And I'm going, you know what, listen. First of all, you have to put that you're single, because if you say you're married, they immediately link you to Ashley Madison. So I put on there, I said, okay, I have strict rules. I don't date on the first fuck. Listen, you have to have your principles, girls. Okay? And I'm just going, all right, I'm not in the mood for small talk. I have a husband for that. Well, listen, you know, you have different people for different needs in your life, right? I used to have a boyfriend who was all a mechanic, but now I've got a new car, so I dumped him. But I need my bathroom remodeled, so I'm looking for a new boyfriend who's a contractor, you know, maybe a plumber. But listen, I still get out there. I mean, some of you know me, I'm married. Wait, I got my 87-cent fake Chinese ring, but there's a wedding band under there. Married 30 years, so I date. So I was talking to a friend of mine who said, I'm gonna lick up your thigh to your little pussy. I said, baby, please, you want my little pussy? You're gonna need a time machine. That's my time. Thank you, everybody.
Give it up for Guy. Well, you might not remember any of his jokes, but remember when that lady's dress fell off right when she came up to tell us something? Okay. We got 2 more comics for you guys. Are you ready? Are you with me? Are you gonna hang out? Because these guys need you to fucking hang out and pay attention. You guys have been awesome, by the way. Like, you've all been here, you've all been into it. I still haven't seen you smile, but I believe you're having a good time. No, it's you, man. There it is. I got it. All right. I win this one. Okay. Give it up for your next comic. Coming to the stage. He was just standing right there, and now I don't see him anymore. Where are you, Brian Brett? Hell yeah. Brian Brett.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. Y'all remember Trip Stelnicki? You remember that guy earlier tonight? Give it up for him. That was a grand slam. I think that was amazing. And this lady right here, man, you look like you're your own physical therapist. You look like you're a nurse that got COVID and now you bar back. Thank you everyone for sticking around. I know exactly what y'all thinking. Dang. He has the body of a retired Major League Baseball pitcher. Dang. He looks like white privilege and white trash at the same time. Like I'm suing the bank, but I also might rob it. Like I asked to speak to the manager because she's my daughter. Like my shotgun has 3 barrels. White privilege and white trash at the same time. Like I buy smoked salmon with food stamps.
Yeah.
Like I had a gay experience in college. Just the one? To pay for college. My name is Brian. I do paleo plus carbs. It's not working out that well. I Venmo requested my ex this morning for $1 million. I'm giving her 48 hours to respond. And I'm doubling it. $2 million. I like hanging around fat women because they attract skinny women. Ever so slightly. Through gravity. Thank you guys. It's not drunk texting. Unless you scroll down. The people you haven't drunk texted in a while. I say recolonize. Let's do it again. Do it right. Multicultural at all levels. What if I told you all the slaves are going to be white?
Yeah, right.
We make the best ones. I like to play horror movies on loud to rile up my neighbor's dog. I fucking hate that bitch. I do drugs. so that I can appreciate the days I don't have enough money to do drugs. Personal update, I quit assistant managing the brew club. Thank you. They capitalized the A, but it was too late. This won't surprise anybody. I'm living off a car insurance settlement.
You can't drive.
90% of the time, I'm homicidal. 10% of the time, I think it's something funny to ease the pain. It works out to about one joke a day. And 9 murders. There's gotta be a better way. I think cat owners are less funny than dog owners. And it's not an insult. I just think it's easier to make cats laugh. The only way to reduce school shootings in the long run is a major increase in the short run. I compete in Paralympic marathon. My disability is I'm a lazy motherfucker. This girl on Tinder wrote she wants to live in a van and see the world. And I'm like, girl, you're gonna see a van. Okay, thank you guys. I'm Brian Brett. Everyone have a good night. Come back next Wednesday.
Okay. So here's a fun little story. I started doing comedy in Denver where they have real open mics, you know, like crazy open mics where there's like one like schizophrenic guy and then like usually like at least one white supremacist and we all go out and have a cigarette, like just crazy shit, you know, like stuff you don't want civilians to sit through. This is great. We all have a fun time. But every once in a while, if you stay long enough, the host will get a little drunk and challenge the crowd to sign up. And you'll get like a dude that looks like if somebody played Tony Hawk Pro Skater and made like this crazy custom character that's both a snowboarder and a cowboy.
Yeah.
And he'll come up and tell you some fucking jokes. Give it up for, he's gonna look at me at some point, Chili the Kid. Yeah, because he's your headliner. Remember, you didn't pay for this. It's free.
Hey, fuck you, I didn't pay for this.
There you go.
You know what's
Glad I made it here. I tried to rely on Google Maps a little bit. That's just like an ex-girlfriend. Never call your ex-girlfriend, ask her how you was partying. Anyways, I figured it out. I remember Concrete Jungle. I remember that shit. Anyways, this is what I can't remember. I had a bunch of jokes, including the one on memory, but I forgot it. I'm going to do my best with the ADD I have and try to finish at least one joke. And I got a good procrastination joke for later. I might get to that. Anyways, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm definitely burning out one-liners, which is not usually it's not a standard thing in stand-up comedy. Like, you don't use one-liners, but you got a lot of time here. And I wrote these one-liners, and that's just rare, so I figured that one out. So, anyways, I am going to use some notes, which I just had to rewrite because I went to take my nervous shit in the bathroom. And with the ADD I have, I ended up wiping my ass and flushing down the toilet. So, whoops. Anyways, I'm a late bloomer. My ride blew a tranny on the way here, and I was like, damn. If I was driving, the tranny would have blown me. I told him not to pick up hitchhikers. You know, we had a show to go to. But nonetheless, I'm here, and I'm grateful. This is my first time on stage in Santa Fe since I got banned from every bar in town because they threw banana peel at David Chappelle when he was fucking up. Nonetheless, I brought avocado, potato, what I could get. I didn't buy a banana tonight for this show, because all my money went to liquor and gas. But nonetheless, everybody's been really funny. I didn't have to throw a potato at anybody, and big, or an avocado, which I wouldn't have done because I'm eating that motherfucker. Right?
Or tomato.
Don't waste food. Don't waste food. All right, you guys. Food's a real thing. That's a big reason why I quit doing that. Then, it's not cool when you fuck every vegetable in your fridge, and then morning comes around, you're fucking starving, and you don't shit where you eat or eat where you shit or it's like so yeah, I love food. So moving on. So speaking of social anxiety and jokes, I left my social anxiety drugs at home, aka ecstasy, and that sucks. So nonetheless, I got up here, I got the power to do it. And I almost did a line of Coke before coming up here, and that was stupid. I'm glad I didn't do it. It was not gluten-free. Anyhow, plus the anxiety, and I guess I'm gonna move on to dating, real love life. I've run around and around on that one, and I was like, anyways, I got tied up enough times in relationships. The last time I got tied up it was like day 3, and I'm tied to the bedpost, and it's just like the shit I had to do for water and food. It was like, do I really need to be in a relationship anymore? Anyways, I somehow got a shower access pass and then crawled out the window and got on the roof and got the neighbors to help me get the fuck out there. So I'm single and happy. And nonetheless, I was dating this Egyptologist, but then I was like, figured out she was a necrophiliac. I was like, bitch, why are you always dating mummies? Anyways, I think my time is up. I got 1 minute? Okay. You want more? Okay.
We're done.
All right. Anyways, I used to have drug problems, but now I've got plenty of them, so I don't have a problem with that. Anyways, I wrote some notes. Oh yeah. Any polyamorous chicks in the bar? Oh yeah, this is a small town. I'll hold the camera even. It's like I don't even have to get in bed with me. But anyways, I'm a great unicorn, and always looking to get a little action. Any single moms in the house? Oh, where did I drop? I dropped my bananas. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for listening to me. Look me up on YouTube. I'm the guy that do Banana Field with Dave Chappelle. Anyways, back in town.
Hooray! Well, guys, you sat through a night of open mic comedy. For that, you should probably get a medal. Some of you got to tell jokes or something like it for 6 minutes. The rest of you are saints. And we appreciate you, and we would love for you to come back. We do this every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Chilling Brewery, which is this place you're in right now. In case you're blacked out, you just came 2.5 through this. You've just been waiting for someone to tell you where you are. So for those of you that fits, get an Uber. For the rest of you, drive home safely. We have a showcase usually like the first or second week of every month. Next one's April 9th at Tumbleroot Brewery. I think none of the people that are on that, Corey, TJ, and Trip are both on that. So a few of the people you saw tonight will be on that. A couple of really funny comics, both from town, from Albuquerque. Every once in a while we have someone from Denver come down. It's great. And what else are we doing? Easter Wonderful mix. Max Brewery hosts a game show type improv thing at Santa Fe Brewing Company. The point is, you should go on Facebook and like Wayward Comedy. You should go on YouTube and enjoy Wayward Comedy. You can see every one of these open mics and see how we're just
WaywardComedy.com.
WaywardComedy.com. We keep talking until you stop listening to me. I'm just kidding. I think I'm done talking. Thank you for hanging out, everybody. Give it up for comedy. Give it up for yourselves. Give it up for giving it up. Give it up for that guy who threw it there. I never